Da 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 da. Last bell rings, the school year's done. Summer days have just begun. Books are closed, the grades are in. Now it's time to breathe again. No alarm clock, no early bell. No more hearing, can I tell? Teachers smiling, feeling free. Summer is where we want to be. It's summertime, teachers shine. Living on our own sweet time. Sleeping late and feeling fine. Summer days are finally mine. No lesson plans, no papers due. Watching shows the whole night through. Rest and laughter, feeling free. Summer is the place to be. Coffee slowly, no alarm. Morning quiet, feels so calm. Pajamas on to 10:30. Maybe take a nap again. Movies playing on the couch. Favorite snacks are spread about. One more episode tonight. Everything just feels right. Road trips with the windows down. Traveling to another town. Beach days underneath the sun. Making memories, having fun. Sandals on and worries gone. No more hearing the school bell song. Teachers finally get to rest. Summer really is the best. No more braiding every night. No more lessons to rewrite. No more copies, no more stress. Just some peace and happiness. Friends and family, time to spare. Sleeping in without a care. Soon enough the fall will come, but today we're having fun. No clocks, no bells, no emails, no stress. Just sunshine, good times, and plenty of rest. It's summertime, teachers shine. Living on our own sweet time. Sleeping late and feeling fine. Summer days are finally mine. No lesson plans, no papers due. Watching shows the whole night through. Rest and laughter, feeling free. Summer is the place to be. One more movie, one more trip, one more nap, one more sip. Summer belongs to teachers too. After all the work we do.
Hello! Look, we are here. It is Friday evening and we are still showing up. Look, I've been traveling back home. I was just in the mountains resetting, but still building. Look, it was quiet, it was still peaceful. But I'm telling you, those are the moments, those are the times when the Holy Spirit can just download and deposit how exactly you're supposed to move. So I'm so thankful for this week because it has given me and my husband an opportunity to gain clarity and direction, but also rest and enjoy our family and have fun. But guess what? Even though I've been on the road for almost 8.5 hours because we stopped to, do what we need to do, I still said I'm going to show up because that is what it's all about. It's about showing up consistently, disciplining ourselves to show up and do what it is we need to do because I know that I am on a mission to help educators. And at first I was saying all summer long, but building is for a lifetime. We're here for a reason, and as long as we have breath and we're moving, we're forever building. So it's nothing that should stop. Like you should always be ready to build. So we're going to dive in tonight and we're going to talk about some things. The reason I'm so excited is because when you're first starting a business or starting a thing, Sometimes you're trying to figure things out. And what I love about the Lord is He'll remind you that it's okay to be your authentic self. It's okay to show up with who you really, as who you are, like who He's created you to be. And I'm a kingdom person through and through. I love God, I love His word. I love to be led by him. I love to work alongside him. And what that involves is kingdom work. So we're going to end this Friday talking about impact. And what I want to tell you is impact is bigger than income. Our whole mission says we help educators, we help teachers take what they already know, turn it into ownership, which then turns into income. But what that leads to is impact. So, impact is bigger than income. Now, listen, we need the income to make the impact, but it is much bigger than that. Matthews 5 and 16 says, "Let your light shine so others may see your good works and glorify God." Colossians 3:23 says, "Work heartily as unto the Lord." So everything we do in business should be unto the Lord, should be to bring glory to God. And guess what? Just like the Bible says in Matthew 6, when we seek him first anyway, everything else is going to be added to us. And guess what that includes? Income. It includes that. So you cannot leave that out. So I'm just letting you know the goal doesn't just stop at the making of the money, because sometimes people, they're making the money and they're making a lot of money, but they're leaving behind the next step, which is impact. Because the goal is to build something that reflects God. That is why we do what we do, because the goal is to reflect God, because we're made in his image. So the goal is to reflect him. And what that involves is serving people. And in that, it creates impact. Okay. So, in order to get to the impact, first of all, we talked about ownership. You have to have the ownership. And then the income piece matters. But impact gives income purpose. Let me say that again. Impact gives income purpose. You're not just making the income just to stack cheese, as people say. We're not just stacking cheese, but the income is for a purpose. God can use your business to serve others. So that's why we always talk about what is the problem and who are the people. Because when you're making the income, when you're creating that business and you're making the income so it can impact others, you have to say to yourself, who are the people? What is the thing? What is the assignment? Who am I called to help? Who am I creating a legacy for? Because at the end of the day, the Bible does talk about us leaving an inheritance to our children, generations. So you can't just be caught up in the money, because money will be gone if you don't attach it to purpose. If you don't attach it to assignment, then it can't grow, and then it can't have a lasting impact, which is what we're called to do. So when we're talking about build, we keep going back to this because it's so important that you get this. You get this. When we're talking about building a house doesn't just show up. No, they have to lay the foundation, and then they have to do the side pieces. I'm not a constructor person, so I don't know all the lingo for that. But they got to do some stuff to make sure that it is set. Like a lot of times we see the outside of the house, but we don't see the things that are within the walls or within the foundation or the groundwork, as we say. We don't see the groundwork. But look, Kingdom Educator, when it comes to building, there is some groundwork that has to take place. And that is why we have this challenge, because you need help with that. You don't just see one person doing all the things when it comes to building a house. No, it's some subcontractors involved that have to come in because they're experts in certain things. But when you put all those experts together, then they can build a beautiful home. And that is the purpose of this build challenge. It is here to help you realize what problem it is you want to solve. It is to help you take ownership of a business. So then you can learn how to gain the income. And then you can learn from that how to have impact. We're here so you can see the vision come forth. Because a lot of times people are sitting on vision and nothing takes place because you don't know where to start. That is what we're here for. We're here to help you know where to start. It's like, why keep going around a mountain? And me and my husband talk about this sometimes when we go through different things. And now we can recognize it and we'll say, oh, I feel like I'm going around. I'm having this same situation come up, and we'll make the statement like you going around the mountain, that same mountain. You're just going around that mountain. Why are you going around that same mountain with that idea? You've had this idea 10 years and nothing has happened. There's no need for you to continue going around the same mountain when it's somebody willing to pour into you to help you. Because trust me, I know what it's like to have skills, experience, a heart to serve, but still feel like there has to be more. We used to say that, when we were trying to grow, we were desiring to grow spiritually, and we had a hunger, and we're like, there has to be more. And that's how it is with the gifts and the talents that the Lord has placed within you. There is a more. Like, you should be growing. You should be building when it comes to your skills and when it comes to your gifts. So you're right, there is more. Because I had to realize that God was not just calling me to work. He wasn't just calling me to work in the confinements of the education system. He was calling me to build upon what he's placed within me. And we have to make that shift. When you build with God, business is not just profit, it becomes a vehicle for purpose. And that is what I want you to obtain to. I want you to start walking in your God given purpose, because so many people are out of alignment when it comes to their purpose because they have no idea what it is they're supposed to do, but they don't realize they're already carrying that thing. It just has to be birthed out. So, listen, if you're listening to me and you know you've been sitting on an idea, you know that you've been going around a mountain, you know that you have the wrong thought process when it comes to utilizing your skills, you have the wrong thought process when it comes to what you're called to do, I encourage you to comment build. Comment build in the comments so I can tell you how you can gain access to the free build challenge. Not only that, my husband and I, who he's my business partner, we're partnering with our nonprofit, and we're going to fund an educator that is ready to build. That is how confident we are in your skills, in your ability, because both of us have worked with educators for over 20 years. So we know exactly what you carry and the skill set that you carry. And because we're confident in that, we don't want to just train you, but we want to impart in you financially as well. So comment build, because I want to see you in that next webinar free challenge, which is coming up on Monday. So comment Bill so you can be there, and hopefully you'll be our lucky person, our blessed person to receive the funding. Until next time, y'all enjoy your weekend. Happy 4th of July. I think it represents 250 years of independence going on tomorrow. So enjoy your family, rest, but be ready to build. Until next time, I'll see you later.
Let me, uh, 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 uh. Da 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 da. Hey. Last bell rings, the school year's done. Summer days have just begun. Books are closed, the grades are in. Now it's time to breathe again. No alarm clock, no early bell. No more hearing, can I tell? Teachers smiling, feeling free. Summer is where we want to be. It's summertime, teachers shine. Living on our own sweet time. Sleeping late